trouble with YouTube. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for November 6th, 2017. It is a Monday, and boy, is my brain on a Monday. Nathan, how are you today?
Mondays.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Technical difficulties indeed, Mr. McLaughlin in the chat room. Basically, YouTube was being a punk, so...
I think you were being a punk.
I didn't... I mean, I technically did it, but I didn't do it.
Sounds like a lame excuse.
Yeah, well, you know, you're a lame excuse.
For what?
I don't know, bro. How was your weekend?
I mean, it was alright. It was a weekend.
Yeah, did you party hard?
Kind of.
Oh,
played D&D.
Speaking of, before I forget, what do you have planned on Friday? Because we both have the day off.
Nothing.
Nothing, got it. So I'm going to pick you up and we're going to go post some more flyers around?
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds fun.
Joe suggests we give YouTube a wedgie. Well, they're being punks right now, not to us, because we're not important enough for them to even be punks to us in general. But
we're not even monopolized.
But we're...
Or monetized.
Monetized.
Same thing.
But they're being punks right now. But that's YouTube. YouTube likes to be punks, especially when it helps the other people in the world that like to be punks.
And not the good kind of punks, like the bitch-ass punks, you know?
Yeah, not the kind of punks that you light fireworks with.
Yeah.
Not
like
even...
Bailey's a punk.
But a good kind of punk.
Yeah, I used to be a punk.
Yeah.
Both kinds, really.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's right. And now you're neither of them. Yeah. You're not a cool punk or a shitty punk.
I listen to punk music.
That doesn't make you a punk.
Wow.
I listen to punk music.
I'll give you a fucking cauliflower ear. Really? What kind of punk music?
I don't know.
Do you listen to Dead Kennedys?
No.
Do you listen to the Sex Pistols?
Yes.
Do you listen to Crass?
I don't even know who that is.
Damn. Oh.
You got another one?
The Ramones?
Yeah.
So 2 out of 4 ain't bad.
Does it really count as 2 out of 4 if I've not heard of one of them? I realized I forgot to turn on the iPad. Excuse me. I swear I'm prepared. I wasn't sitting there scrolling through Reddit while I waited for Nathan to get onto the show, and now I don't have everything ready. Oh, my God.
10.
Children's Hospital convert MRI and CT scanners to interactive adventures to avoid frightening children.
This was submitted by World of Smut to Our Uplifting News.
That's a very weird username for considering where you're submitting this and what you submitted. But you know what? I won't judge right this moment, even though I'm already judging you by that statement alone. So yeah, MRIs are scary to more than just children, but they're particularly scary to children because they're going to shove you in a little tiny hole inside a big machine that's going... Whoa, rah, 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 rah. And
I don't think it's that scary, but just don't have metal in your brain.
That kind of, makes kids concerned, considering, their parents a lot of times are like, don't crawl into the holes in machines, it'll eat you.
Yeah, I remember my mom telling me stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So they were having a huge problem with children that needed MRI or CT scans. So what they have done is they have basically started just making them cool, is the best way I can describe it.
That's a real hard thing to do.
I know, but hear me out. So they're decorating the rooms in a theme, whether it's like a pirate theme or like a space adventure or something like that. And then they have these very special goggles that the kids wear to watch this experience while they do their MRI.
Okay. Just, I sounds pretty cool.
It's to make it not scary.
I don't know, man. That's still kind of scary.
You're kind of scary.
How dare you?
No, you want to know what's actually scary is that the goggles they use are $40,000 a pair.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, they can use them over and over again, but the reason that they're so expensive is that they are goggles that you can put video into, that have no metal because they're going to be in an MRI.
Oh.
I don't know how they work without any metal parts, but that's
weird.
really neat.
That is really neat, but like, what the fuck? How do you even?
But it used to be that they needed to sedate about 90% of the kids that would need to have an MRI or a CT scan done because of their fear of the machine, especially because you have to be still when you're in those.
24 hours to go. I want to be sedated.
And in this case, now for MRIs, only 27% of children need it, and only 3% for CT scans.
Huh. I don't know. I would still want to be sedated.
It's been a that's just because that's what you always want, Nathan.
I can go for a light coma right about now.
You know, light coma, just a little bit, maybe a week or so.
Yeah, that would be real nice.
Maybe like the next 3 days, so then it'll be Friday.
Just so I can see how many people are crying over my coma body.
I would not be one of them.
Yeah, I know. You'd be like, this is the way he wants.
It's what he wants.
Guys, don't you understand?
Do you want me to toss your corpse into the crowd?
Yes.
I tagged you with that, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay. Throw your corpse in the crowd. Whoever catches you is going to be who dies next.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great plan.
Mm-hmm.
The hospitals are pretty on board for this as well, because while remaking the rooms, you know, and putting all this stuff and buying the equipment and stuff they need is right around $100,000. The fact is they save a ton of time and are able to do more MRIs per day thanks to these, that it ends up saving them money or getting them more money, however you want to equate that.
I don't think it's saving money.
They get more money because they get to do more MRIs.
Yeah.
So
they can schedule more.
9.
Périgord truffles can now be grown in the UK because of climate change.
Whoa. This was submitted by Cam Canuck 77 to Our Science.
One of the world's most expensive ingredients, the Périgord truffle.
You have to hunt them with pigs.
They cost 1,700 pounds a kilogram. A kilogram.
Oh my God.
They are black truffles that are prized for their intense flavor and aroma. And they only grow in the Mediterranean. Until now, we've been able to cultivate them and get them to grow way far north in the United Kingdom because it's a lot warmer there than it used to be.
Yeah. I wonder if we can start growing them here.
Maybe. I don't know. But
now that it's more warm, maybe we can put more supply of truffles into this equation.
Well, it's exciting because it means that they can cultivate them in larger groups and larger areas, because it's predicted that within the next 10 years, this truffle industry will be worth 4.5 billion pounds annually.
Oh my God.
Because we bitches like food.
Dude, that's because truffles is so fucking... I haven't had truffles, but apparently they're one of the most delicious things on the planet. I watched that Vice show. I forget the name of it, but it's where the two guys go around and they buy like a really cheap food item and then a slightly more expensive, like $30 food item of the same kind.
Yeah. And
then like 100 something. Oh my God, they put truffles on everything.
Wasn't that literally just the Try Guys?
They might. I don't know. But they were up here. I know that.
Yeah, it was the Try Guys.
Okay. But yeah, those things are fucking awesome.
Anthony Weiner heads to prison.
Wiener heads. This is submitted by Dr. Scientist 812 to our news.
You're not allowed to sext. Well, you're not allowed to either of those, actually. You're not allowed to sex or sext minors. In this case, Anthony Weiner, a former politician for New York, he has been sentenced to 20 months in prison for inappropriate text messages with a 15-year-old girl.
21 months is like what? Just shy of 2 years?
Yes.
2 3/4 years.
So about the time frame when she becomes legal.
I don't think... I feel like that should be longer.
Well, I mean, you don't feel like it should be longer? You feel like it
should?
No,
I was trying to compose my thought.
So it should be more?
It definitely should be longer.
Yeah?
Yeah. 100 and just absolute percent.
Okay. How long?
In the least, I want to say like 5 years with 2 years suspended given good behavior.
So 3 then, because almost anyone can get that good behavior.
Oh, he's a sex offender. People are gonna fucking start shit with him all the time.
Yeah. I mean, at least I guess he didn't do anything truly, like in terms of physically against her.
Yet he was trying.
And he's already been hit pretty hard. His wife has left him, unsurprisingly. He's lost his job, unsurprisingly. He's lost a good amount of his wealth, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, no, he got caught and then he got destroyed.
Well, it wouldn't have been so bad if he would have quit. Because he did it like 5 years ago, and everyone's like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, oh, sorry, I apologize. And then it was like 2 years later, he got caught doing it again, and then he got in trouble, and that's when he got removed as like the mayor of New York or something like that. And then it was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, now I'm an aide for Hillary, and then it's like dick pics. And it's like, oh, dude, you don't learn.
Not looking good for Hillary.
Go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah, you just... over there in that prison, that would be great.
7.
Trump asks why samurai Japanese didn't shoot down North Korean missiles.
It was submitted by Irish Repo Man to Our World News.
That's our president.
Does he know that samurai aren't a thing anymore?
In a quote, I cannot understand why a country of samurai warriors did not shoot down the missiles.
I want him to know that that's offensive.
I don't think he could ever understand that that is offensive in any aspect, regard, or anything.
I wonder how the Japanese feel about it, actually.
Well, he's over there right now.
I wonder if they care just because it's him, or if they just don't care at all. Because I know, like with the Ghost in the Shell thing, they did not care that Scarlett Johansson was playing.
No, they didn't care at all.
Makoto, I think her name was.
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay.
So yeah.
They have a different view of cultures and races.
Well, yeah, they're not nearly as concerned about it. Which is
like
funny because
blackface was not nearly a bad thing for them.
No, and it's funny because it's like a bunch of trash weeaboo white people that get upset about whitewashing,
mm-hmm.
and it's like, shut the fuck up, just shh. Including our president. Shh.
Yeah, especially our president.
Stop talking, please.
Just speak smarter.
6.
Coal only supplied 2% of electricity in the United Kingdom during the first 6 months of 2017.
This was submitted by Mavia to our Futurology.
Boy, get
That's
that coal.
very important.
It is important.
Because if they can do it, and they have a large population, other places with semi-large populations can do it. I bet Japan could probably do it if they implemented everything.
Well, and I mean, the world is slowly getting there. I mean, a good portion of the world is hoping to be 100% on renewables by 2020. Now, the United States is not on that same bandwagon, mostly because we're so spread out. Like, it's a lot harder to have that when you are as large as we are with as few people as we actually have. Like, because we have just so much empty space in America that is not being used for anything besides increasing travel time from one city to another. But the United Kingdom only supplied 2% of its electricity during the first 6 months of 2017. Compared to 5 years ago, they used 40% in 2012. And this is kind of just a good standard practice that's been going around that general area. Scotland has been completely coal-free since spring of 2016. And good majority of the area, like I said, does have that target area of 100% renewable by 2020.
That's so cool. 3 years away and they're 100% renewable. How close are we?
Not.
No.
But
depressing.
We're also
sad.
Yeah, sad. Wrong. Not wrong. Correct, but still sad. With us, we have cut back on coal pretty substantially, but we are still pretty heavily reliant on natural gas.
And not the farts kind.
No, well, I mean, they're pretty close.
They smell like shit.
Yeah.
Actually, I hear natural gas doesn't really smell like anything.
It doesn't
That's why
smell
we
like
have
much.
detectors.
Like natural gas in terms of like the fossil fuels is one of the better ones. Like it burns real clean, it burns clear, it doesn't smell that bad. It still produces fumes that are bad for the environment, but not nearly as bad as petroleum or coal.
Sure.
Like the best one, but we don't have enough of, is helium.
Dude, we used all of that for balloons.
Well, we need significantly more. We're not running out, but we can't use it for a fuel source.
We got to stop making helium balloons.
No.
5,
Will Ferrell reveals pitch for a scrapped Step Brothers sequel that was following their parents into a retirement community.
This was submitted by Bunyip Pouch to our movies.
Bunyip.
Yep.
Bunyip. So
that guy's been here often. Well, not here, but
Step Brothers, which was, the 2008 comedy starring Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, because they make almost all of their movies together. Like, basically all of them.
There's actors that just make their movies together. I don't think Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly do all of their movies together. I've seen Will Ferrell in other movies. He's more independent than John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly has been in other movies, but not nearly as much.
So, Step Brothers was about two extremely immature step siblings who ended up becoming the best of friends and deciding...
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. And then they charged into adulthood, but apparently there was a planned sequel of as soon as they decided to charge into adulthood, their parents decided to move to a retirement home. So they decided they would be done with adulthood and they would retire as well, was the pitch for the movie.
That's really cool. I would watch that.
I've not even seen the first one, so...
Ow.
I don't watch movies, Nathan.
I'm gonna rub my balls on your drum kit.
I don't have a drum kit.
It's another thing from the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, it's lost on me.
4,
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is leaving Netflix in December.
This is submitted by Mail to our television. So it's not going to be Sunny in Netflix, though.
It won't be in Netflix, but it will be in Hulu.
So you're saying watch it binged now,
Yep.
so you don't have to watch those god-awful trailers.
Yep.
I use Hulu for, like, two things. I used it to watch Atlanta, which was amazing. Like,
Yep.
goddamn, absolutely amazing. And I think... No, I don't think Dirk Gently's is on it.
We want use Hulu to watch Parks and Recreation.
Oh, fuck. What's the name of that goddamn TV show? I think it's Ghosted? Paranormal? It's a new show on Fox. It's got some funny people in it.
But this isn't too surprising. Netflix has been really moving away from having the like buying the licenses for shows that were made by someone else 20 years ago. They're just really going hard on their original content.
Yeah, they just stopped caring as much. Hulu, on the other hand, Hulu's like, we'll do what Netflix was doing, but instead of movies, just TV shows. We'll have a couple movies. They're all right.
But not really.
There's like one or two on there that you're like, yeah, let's watch that.
3,
Massive leak reveals new ties between Trump administration and Russia, including implicating Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross and Jared Kushner.
Whoa, there's a lot in this one. This was submitted by Progress 18 to Our Politics.
Go ahead and give us the other one. Oh, wait, no. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. It's gone now. Ha-ha.
But I remember it. It was submitted 18 hours ago. By Buju Bad to Our Politics.
Pause there. So what this is that there's been a massive leak of 13 million documents.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was released to the Süddeutsche Zeitung, which is the same German newspaper that the Panama Papers were released to. These group of papers are being called the Paradise Papers.
Oh, I've been hearing about this.
And they are just finding more and more and more and more that makes more and more people look real bad.
Süddeutsche Zeitung? I don't know how to speak German.
I failed it.
I took like a semester of German.
Don't worry, I failed it too. Now,
I didn't fail my semester of German.
No, I meant I failed the pronunciation, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. So they immediately dispersed those documents to 96 different media organizations across 67 countries to try and actually dig through the documents, because 13 million, probably like 12,972,000 of them are nothing.
Oh my god.
So you have to find the ones that actually matter, and, well, when you got that many people looking at it and everyone wants to find it first, that way that they can be the people that air it first so they can get all that nice ad revenue, get those clicks, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. This is what I've been seeing pop up all over Reddit. There's been people revealed to be on these Paradise Papers all the time. Fucking Bono was on it. And then I saw this hilarious meme. It was like, if you don't want us taxing the rich more, maybe the rich should actually pay their taxes.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely, yeah.
not a bad train of thought.
Yeah.
In any case, the other things that we have found is that the whole Russia thing seems to be a lot worse than it was, mostly because there was a lot of money that was funneled through a single man that was associated with Jared Kushner, who is Donald Trump Jr.
This was submitted by Undead Fungus to Our Politics, as well as Symes to Our Politics.
And what it is that, so Jared Kushner started up a new business, and he got funding for this business from a particular individual through Russia. And because that Russian now had a communication, tons and tons of money from Russian, from a Russian bank were given to him to funnel through this business. And it looks like they put somewhere around the realm of about $200 million investing in Twitter as well as Facebook. At one point, this guy owned 8% of Facebook and 5% of Twitter before getting rid of his shares.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's some important shit right there, because that's social media.
Yeah, that's a lot. And so now there is no clear indication yet of whether all that money was used in terms of trying to affect things, but it does raise a matter of concern.
Why would they need to use any of that money? It costs like $200 to affect things.
Right, yeah, I know, exactly. And even more interestingly enough, in response to all of this and into the continued investigation by the FBI Special Counsel Robert Mueller, we've heard several times about the Russian lawyer that was met at the Trump Tower, the one that, the one that set up the meeting that said that they had dirt on Hillary and all this stuff. Well, she's come forward. Natalia...
Which link is it in?
The bottom one. Veselnitskaya. I think I got that one right.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Veselnitskaya. I think I got that pretty close.
Yeah, Natalia Veselnitskaya.
I got it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So that is the Russian lawyer, and she said that, I have not been questioned, but if you guys have any questions, I will happily answer all of them. She's like, just call me. Call me. Robert Mueller, you want to talk? You want to talk about the shit your people did? We just want... What this is, the more that we hear about this, the Russians just want to cause trouble. I don't even think they care who won or lost. They just wanted to be, like, jerks and stir the pot.
Especially to America.
They're like, look, let's make America panic. Once I spend $200, they go into protest against one another.
The Cold War never ended.
No, it just turned Russia into a bunch of trolls, and Americans are really good at being trolled.
It just got colder. Wait, is this the lit war?
No.
2.
San Francisco just took a huge step towards internet utopia.
This was submitted by XC89 to Our Technology. God, jumped up a bit.
So sorry, buddy. So what they're doing in terms of how they're, approaching this idea of a utopia is because there are all these, like the cable companies will fight forever to make sure that you can't put in your own infrastructure, you can't put in your own internet and stuff like that. And they're promising, like, oh, we'll put in our own fiber optic cable. There's no need for you guys to put in your own. We're going to put in our own. And San Francisco's like, yo, we're the tech capital of the world. We don't got fiber optic internet. What's the problem? So what San Francisco is going to do, which honestly feels like such a bad compromise of loss, is San Francisco is going to build the entire fiber optic network, but not sell it to customers, and instead allow the major providers like Comcast to connect to it for a fee. And so Comcast, they're going to pay for all the infrastructure, basically, and Comcast will pay a very small fee to slowly pay back the entire cost of that infrastructure over the next millennia.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
I mean, on a consumer level, it's awesome, because it means you're all going to get fiber in San Francisco. On a business level, it means that Comcast kind of won.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Because Comcast is like, we don't want to pay for it, even though they make billions in dollars in profit a month. A month? Comcast was reporting in 2016 $6 billion in profit a month.
$6 billion a month. Wow.
But said they couldn't afford to put in the fiber optic infrastructure.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. That's kind of unfortunate that they lost. They won that fight.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, there's also that whole consolation silver lining of, I get good internet now. Well, not us. We're doomed to GCI forever, but...
1.
Several people shot at church in Sutherland Springs.
Oh, this is submitted by Poydras to our news.
Yep, so a 28-year-old gentleman approached a church, well, drove up to a church, got out of the church, and began opening fire. He had an AR-15 assault rifle. And he managed to kill 27 people, injuring 20 others, which I believe it was 10 of which are in critical condition and 6 of which are in serious condition. He then fled the scene after getting into a shootout with one of the church's neighbors. That neighbor then jumped into a vehicle with another one of the neighbors, who then pursued him in a high-speed chase. The gentleman lost control of his car, crashed into a ditch, and then shot himself.
Some fucked up shit.
Yeah. So there are 27 victims that range from the age of 18 months to 77 years old.
I'm tired of people shooting each other, man.
Yeah. Yep. Real tired of it. Like, at this point, like, when we first started doing the show and we talk about these things, one of our earlier episodes was about, I always butcher its pronunciation because it's not pronounced nice. It's pronounced like Nietzsche or Nice or something like that, from France. The truck attack that happened in France.
Oh, yeah.
That was a very emotional episode for us because it was one of the first times that we had to bring that type of news to everybody. Whereas now, like, it doesn't feel like anything, and not because I'm disconnected, but because there is no level of surprise to it anymore. It is not a unexpected tragedy anymore. It is literally just so this is the next one. All right, we'll, set the number of days without a mass shooting down to 0. We'll see if we can get up to 30. Maybe.
Yeah. It's disheartening, but it's almost expected.
In terms of why, the answers are not really there. So because they have people that know the shooter, and we do have the communications of the shooter in terms of like communications with his family and online and things along those lines, and it does not appear in any way to be racially or religiously motivated. The only thing they can find is that he has a very serious history of domestic abuse and was getting into a very large altercation with his mother over the last week or so before this took place. His mother was attending the church at the time when he went to shoot the place up. So that might have been it. We don't know, and we can't ask the guy. He has killed himself.
Goddamn domestic terrorism, man. Even if it's not motivated by a political source, it's still domestic terrorism.
Yeah, it's still terrorism. I don't care what you say. It's still terrorism. You are still inciting fear in a large group of people. Mm-hmm. So we will, this happened yesterday on Sunday. It is Monday. I'm sure there'll be more updates to this as we go forward throughout the rest of the week. So if there is
hopefully there'll be no more shootings throughout the week.
You're right. That would be nice. Or the year, or the century. But
you only got 2 more months.
Yeah. As like grim as that is to say, I don't think we'll make it.
No.
Because they're literally every few weeks now. And in response to this, The Onion, which is normally a satirical website that writes fake news articles and are very funny, posted the same thing they always do. No way to prevent this, says only nation where this regularly happens.
This is submitted by Panda795 to The Onion.
The Onion has been posting this same exact article, but changing the information inside of where it took place and how many people were killed. They continuously repost this same article over and over again because this is an American problem. Mass shootings. Like, the terrorist attacks that have happened, like, that's a different problem. But in terms of mass shootings of us killing large groups of ourselves, it's a very American problem. It happened once very severely in Australia, and they took away all the guns. It happened once very severely in Japan, and they took away all the guns. But they don't want to do that in America, because America, we like our guns, and people will fight hand over fist for the right to shoot one another.
I don't understand. It's like people want to be able to protect themselves, but as soon as you get into an altercation like that and you kill someone, a lot of people start arguing, well, you should have let the cops do their jobs. And you should, because that is absolutely their jobs.
Well, and in this case,
but those same people who want that right to hold that gun, I don't know.
Well, and
I think it's dumb.
You know, people were talking about gun control, and it's like, well, this guy's gun, he had 3 of them, was dishonorably discharged from the military, so he's not allowed to buy a firearm. In Texas, if you have charges of domestic assault against you, you're not allowed to have a firearm. He did not have a gun license. He did not have training, yet was able to get 3 weapons.
Legally?
Don't know. It appears that one of the guns was bought at a supermarket because you can buy milk and a Glock at the same day.
In the same store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
So, and, you know, with what they found so far, looking at the form that he had to fill out in terms of being able to get that gun, he checked that he had no prior, I forget what the exact phrasing was, no prior offenses in regards to violence or something like that on the form, and he was just like, oh, no, I don't have any.
And they didn't check?
Mm.
That's some fucked shit right there.
Yeah. So, fun times all around. Fun times. Hey, Nathan.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
What did you care about in the last 24 hours?
You know Jeff Bezos?
Yes.
Yeah, he the Amazon guy, yeah?
Yep.
He's in talks right now to acquire the television rights to The Lord of the Rings.
Really? Okay.
He wants to, I don't know if he's wanting to redo the Lord of the Rings and, you know, The Hobbit as a television show, which I would kind of be okay with. Or if he wants to expand it some more and do maybe some more things from the Silmarillion, that would be cool. But the important thing is he's talking about it as if he wants it to be the next Game of Thrones.
All right.
And that's actually kind of scary.
I mean, if he gets them, I'm curious to see what he does anyway.
I do not want to see him try and make it like the Game of Thrones.
I don't think it would. I don't think he would. I think it would just. I don't believe that when he says Game of Thrones. I don't think he means, you know, the let's kill everyone and have weird, crazy politics that nobody understands. I think it's more of the grand fantasy television show.
I hope so, because like the Lord of the Rings is not anywhere near the Game of Thrones when it comes to the kind of naughty shit that happens in the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it would almost ruin the purity of the Lord of the Rings.
Sure. It's very fantasy, whereas Game of Thrones is not.
On a side note, in a very similar vein, the Shannara Chronicles Season 2 started again, and I haven't started watching that. But Season 1 wasn't bad. I would recommend it as an MTV fantasy TV show.
Cool.
So...
What did I care about in the last 72 hours? Went and announced a roller derby match on Sunday. That was pretty great. Although people need to be much more prepared in life.
Yeah.
Got there, and me and Jennifer were both supposed to announce. Turned out they only had one microphone. And then they found another microphone, but it wasn't wireless. And then as we started to actually get the entire event started, the entire system shut down. Yeah.
That's not fun.
No. Although there was this really neat event at halftime. Have you ever heard of Kangoo?
No.
So just take a moment sometime and Google Kangoo, Kangoo. It's kind of like Zumba, but you put these trampoline boots on your feet and jump around while you exercise.
Ooh.
It looks really fun. Like, just stupid fun. And exhausting. But they're like, yeah, you can normally burn up to like 1,200 calories in a session. And I'm like, that sounds like death.
I would say Kangoo jumps, because I looked up Kangoo and hit images, and it was nothing but cars.
Oh, yeah, I guess Kangoo jumps then. Kangoo shoes, Kangoo workout, something like that. Any case.
They look really weird.
They do look really weird, but they look really fun if you find a video or a GIF of them. It looks super fun.
Sure.
Yeah, any case. Let's go ahead and get out of here. We'll be back here tomorrow, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you would like to help support the show, please go to patreon.com/dailyinternet. Otherwise, you can follow us on social media. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All of those are at iReaditCast. Otherwise, you can follow me at Schwan Michael and Nathan at Bimmenstein. If you have stories that you would like us to talk about, either find a way to send it to us. We also have it on our subreddit, which is our iReaditCast, or send it to us in an email, feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. Or if you just direct message it to one of us, we'll figure out. Get it to us in some fashion. We'll get it on the show. And that is it, everybody. That is your 378th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everybody.
Don't get crooked!
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.